Hey folks, this is a very important video for the targeted individuals, and I believe there's 2 million in the United States, and there may be substantially more. There may be 30 million, okay? Because 10% of the population has definitely been stalked electronically. But if you read this article, it's, well, this is a Twitter post, okay? It's about fusion centers, okay? Which is the enforcement arm against the targeted community. If you read the article, it talks about Ted Gunderson, gang stalking, attacking pro-life candidates. Homeland Security fusion centers are able to put any American citizen on the terror watch list without any reason or due process. This is highly problematic because I'm on it, folks, and I'm a U.S. Senate candidate running in Connecticut against the Homeland Security U.S. Senate Subcommittee Chair. So, William Binney, 100%. Glenn Greenwald, 100%. Read all these directed energy weapon Havana syndrome posts. Read them all. It's absolutely necessary. Going back, watch this Giordano post. Insanely good. Nanoparticles that can give an individual a stroke. Yes. Bioweapons. Yes. What's the point of this video? Well, right here. This is the Judge Meyer, okay, in the 5G Connecticut gang stalking Verizon Wireless lawsuit with Richard Blumenthal as a defendant, U.S. Senator Murphy and Jim Himes. Why? Because they're running the show. Himes is on the Intelligence Committee. Read this. Judge Meyer became a judge. Here's about his confirmation. Okay. Read a little further down. U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal recommended Judge Meyer to President Obama. Meyer's tenure as Assistant U.S. Attorney, okay, during a 10-year period, they had 400 human traffickers arrested, 0 prosecutions. That was Judge Meyer. 0 prosecution for human traffickers. This is the key. U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal has a confidentiality agreement, signed private agreement with Meyer. Okay? Look at what they say here. Look at what they say here. It's incredible that this judge has a signed confidentiality agreement with the defendant, Richard Blumenthal, who took 18 bribes in 5G to set up election fraud. And they're saying it's conspiracy theory. Okay? Conspiracy theory. Ready? Bachelor's degree from Yale. Yale is a defendant. Okay? Look at all these conflicts of interest. This is an award honoring the ties between Yale and its hometown. Meyer returned to Yale's clinical programs. Okay? He works for Yale. Okay? Yale is a defendant. Yale is making the biometric chips. Yale has the patents. So while this judge is saying everything I'm talking about is conspiracy theory, they own the patents. They own the patents, let's be clear. They own the remote neural monitoring patents, and there are hundreds of them. Now, here, let me ask you a question. Why would the judge say it's conspiracy theory if he owns the patent? Let me be clear. Look at what his wife does. Should we go there? I think we should. I'm going to get into some other nitty-gritty at another point, but right now, here's his wife, Linda Ross Meyer, Quinnipiac Law School, okay? Now, both the Meyers worked at Quinnipiac Law School, which is a horse of a different color. I can get into that at another time. But look, this article focuses on the extreme example of the law's response to unreasonable revelations, okay? Those involving criminal defendants who claim they committed their crime because God told them. Okay? This is the greatest type of crime that there is. Sorry, the phone keeps ringing. Here we go. Using remote neural monitoring, telling a gunman to shoot a school, and having the wife handle what is known as, right here, deific decree cases. This is a conflict between revelation and reason tests, the limit of law's ability to understand the countenance revelation when the stakes are highest. The deific decree cases present the hardest epistemological problems because the defendant claims that the experience of God's commands is self-authenticating, a position fundamentally at odds with both scientific and legal standards of proof. So the wife is involved in mind control, okay? Of course, the judge thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist. But let me tell you this, what you're not being told, ready, is that Judge Meyer worked for the UN. Judge Meyer did a lot of things that you need to look into. A lot of things that you need to look into. Judge Meyer was working for the U.S. Attorney. Okay? Blumenthal was Attorney General for 10 years in Connecticut. The U.S. Attorney worked with the AG doing what? Prosecuting human trafficking. Why are there no human trafficking or prosecutions in the state of Connecticut? Listen carefully. When Blumenthal was AG, they arrested 400 human traffickers in a 12-year period or a 10-year period. I think it was 2006 to 2016, but the data's missing now. Here we go. When Blumenthal had 400 arrests in human trafficking, he had 0 prosecutions with Judge Meyer. In other words, when the U.S. Attorney was in charge of prosecuting human trafficking, they didn't do any of it. 0. So, what can I tell you, folks? Meyer refused to prosecute human trafficking. He's the judge on 5G. His wife does remote neural monitoring. Meyer went to Yale, worked for Yale, and works for Quinnipiac, where his wife works, where they do remote neural monitoring. And they are questioning